can say following that I think the experience has been very good. I think what makes this program really exciting is that you have like people coming from different disciplines, different areas. So I think that makes the program really unique, and it's not just geography. So it's not just they come from all the places in Latin America, but I also think that they come from very different disciplines, different universities. They have different backgrounds, law, they're working in NPOs, etc. And they're not just students, but it's all people, I say, which have something which drives them, something which motivates them. Maybe starting their own company, maybe being a good consultant, maybe being the best lawyer. So I think that makes the group very inspiring and very motivating to work with. And I think when I look back at all the 3 batches you had, and I think all 3 were good. They had different shades, but all of them, I think, were in the sense good to work with. And I think so far I did a good job. And when you were asking me like what is the expectation I have for the next year, I think it can only get better in the sense of that you will have even more enthusiastic people, I think. You will have more people coming with better backgrounds, and so I'm really looking forward to what's coming up next. Yeah, I think like when I look at it like at those 3 words from an entrepreneurial perspective, create, connect, and inspire. I think that all of those 3 words are very strongly connected. What I perceive as being maybe a good entrepreneur. So in the sense of an entrepreneur is always creating something. So it's not that you rely on the status quo. So you are creating something, you're building up something new, you're changing the status quo, you're disrupting, you're destroying what is there. So you're always creating. And I think a successful entrepreneur is a connector. You know, a successful entrepreneur understands how to connect to partners, how to connect to potential employees, to other co-founders, to investors, to the media. You always have to connect. And a good connector leads to a good ecosystem. And a good ecosystem, I think, is crucial for a startup, which at the very beginning has lack of resources, no brand value out there, or not a brand which is recognized. So you have to be a very good connector. And you said the 3rd word was inspiration, inspire. I think an entrepreneur is inspiring. You know, it is a person who is leading a society, who is at the front, who is facing challenges, and who does something which a lot of people don't. You know, if you look at society, I would say 99.9% are following the routine, are following their daily lives, and there's a few entrepreneurs. And I'm saying you can be an entrepreneur within a company, you can be an entrepreneur outside of a company, you can create your own company, you can be an entrepreneur within your society, within your family. But I think it's always a person who is inspiring because a person is creating something. And the only way the person can create something is through connecting people. So, and in that way, I see the 3 words very strongly connected to an entrepreneur. I think if you look at it in a very general way, I would say that Austria is a country which very much relies on export and very much relies on having international relations. And what is for sure is that companies more and more perceive the world perceive the entire globe when they do business. So they don't just look at opportunities in Central Eastern Europe or opportunities in Europe, but they look for opportunities all over the world. And I think I agree with you that Latin America is one of the most interesting economics because you have a lot of young people, you have good education systems, you have strong economic growth. So in that sense, I think it's a very interesting ecosystem to be part of, to have your company. Now, I think you're also right that Austria, there's not many companies who have business with South America or Latin America, but I think that's an opportunity. And I think at the very end, you know, it's all about connecting people, you know, and I think that's what you do. So at the end, it's all about human connections. And when you do business, it's about human connections, you know, that's the starting point. So you have trust relationships, you have a person you know, and out of that you can tackle a business opportunity. So I think it makes a lot of sense to connect people, and especially if you do have you know, if you focus on a topic of entrepreneurship, of building up something new. Especially there, it's a people's business. You know, it's all about connecting people. It makes a lot of sense to connect talents from South America to talents from Europe. I think that makes a lot of sense. And then I think it's always about also knowledge exchange. You know, I would not say that I don't perceive it as we in the West we have it all and we have to teach other countries, but I think it's about an exchange. You know, on the same height. And I think that's where we can profit a lot. And I understand that Latin America has seen a huge investment when it comes to startup businesses. And I think that's so massive and at such a scale that's way more significant than what we do in Austria. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for us to be part of that ecosystem and part of that movement. Yeah.